Hey everybody, this is Dustin here, and I'm getting ready to show you guys my NFL fantasy football mock draft. It's a 10-man standard league, mostly because I play in NFL prize leagues, which are autographed footballs, autographed jerseys, that sort of thing. I like the prizes way more than the money, stuff to go up in the man cave, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm picking number 10 mostly because, for one, it was the only spot available. And I like to pick towards the bottom, although I think it's very important that you practice at all the spots so you can at least get kind of a feel for who you might be able to get and who you know you're not going to be able to get. But it's starting shortly in 2 minutes and some odd seconds, so hopefully we can get a full house and no trolls. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm on the clock, and some of the picks I have available is DeMarco Murray, Jay, Devontae Freeman. I'm gonna go with my first round, my first pick of the Devontae, and I'm gonna go with my second pick being probably Des Bryant. I picked Devontae Freeman because he's in the middle of a contract year, and players tend to play a little bit better when they have a contract year, especially with Devontae Freeman having Tevin Coleman trying to take some of his snaps away. And based on that Super Bowl appearance, 28-3, I think they all have a large chip on their shoulders. So I'm expecting good things from Freeman. And also for Dez Bryant, I believe Dez Bryant and Dak Prescott had built up a little bit of chemistry towards the end of last year. So I expect them to build off of that and for Dez Bryant to have a better upcoming season. Also, I believe a lot more attention is going to be put on Zeke. So it's going to force Dak to have to throw the ball more. So I'm expecting pretty good games from Dez Bryant, especially if Ezekiel Elliott gets suspended, which is kind of the rumor going around. And I'm expecting big things from Devontae Freeman. All right, guys, I'm back on the clock again. So far, I have Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey, Terrell Pryor, Alshon Jeffrey. Those basic players still left on the clock. And for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Terrell Pryor. He had a 1,007 yard game. I mean, 1,007 yard season with the Browns. And with Kirk Cousins throwing the football, I think he's gonna be a lot more successful. Also, with the Redskins dropping their two highest reception receiving or receivers, I think he's gonna have to fill the void. And I'm also gonna go with the quarterback here, and I'm gonna grab Drew Brees over Tom Brady. Drew Brees throw the most passes in any other quarterback in the league, and I don't see any reason why that trend will stop. So I'm definitely gonna go with Drew Brees for my quarterback, and I passed over Tom Brady just because I just have a feeling Drew Brees is gonna have a better year. You can't really go wrong with either player, but I'm gonna roll the dice with Drew Brees. I really like Joe Mixon as a player. All forget about the controversies and everything, but I really like Joe Mixon. But he has a lot of competition over there with the Cincinnati Bengals. So as for a third or second round pick or fourth round pick, I'm not really gonna touch him. All right, guys, looks like I'm back on the clock again at the in the fourth round at the bottom. Um, I'm probably gonna have to go with Greg Olson here. He's been coming up, and he had 1,073 yards and 3 touchdowns with the Panthers last year, and that was a very down year for the Panthers. So if Panthers can pick it up, I would hope that those numbers could do a lot better. And I'm also gonna go with lacking in a wide receiver and a running back. So I'm gonna look at those positions first. I see Devontae Adams, and I don't know how inflated those stats are, but I'm not too sure he's gonna repeat those same numbers again. So I'm gonna click on the running back tab and see what kind of running backs are still available. I have Eddie Lacy is really the only ones I like. Dalvin Cook, he's just competing with Latavius Murray over there for the Vikings. So I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams. I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams. I know his stats might be inflated, but I believe that the other players that I'm wanting will still be there in the later upcoming rounds. I'm looking at Eddie Lacy, Tevin Coleman, Paul Perkins. those type of people for my running back number two. And so far in my roster, I got Drew Brees, Devontae Freeman, Dez Bryant, Terrell Pryor, Greg Olsen, and Devontae Adams. All right, guys, so I'm back on the clock again. Nothing's changed. Pretty much, I'm still lacking in the running back department. So for my first pick, for the running backs, I have Ty Montgomery, Mark Ingram. You know, those are the ones that are top. But I'm gonna go with ranked number 64, Paul Perkins for my first pick. Paul Perkins became the starter in about week 14 or 15, and he did a pretty admirable job. He's going to be replacing Rayshad Jennings, and he was pretty slow at hitting those holes. And Paul Perkins, he's young, fresh, and he's going to be grabbing the starting role by the horns, and I really believe in that kid. And for my next pick, I'm going to go with Adrian Peterson if you'll let me click on him. I guess I got to do it. I guess I got to find him. Let's see. Adrian, where are you at? Think he's ranked like 70. There we go. I'm gonna go with Adrian Peterson, the future Hall of Famer. You can never sleep on him. I mean, people obviously we all slept on because we all picked him at like round 8. But he got if he has anything left in the tank, he's gonna be a huge benefit, a very good bench player for me. Hopefully he can grab a starting role, but I can't. I gotta try to have a future Hall of Famer on my team. I can't just completely ignore him. He's getting up there in age, but maybe he can rekindle something and do something special in New Orleans. So just for a quick recap, while everybody else is still picking, we lost quite a few people, but this is gonna be my first video on this channel, so I really want to knock it out and get a feel of what it'll be like to be making videos. But for my roster, so I have Drew Brees, Devontae Freeman, Paul Perkins, Dez Bryant, Terrell Pryor, Greg Olsen, Devontae Adams, and for my very first bench player, I have Adrian Peterson. So I'm just gonna sit back, wait, and we're at team 3, and I'm team 10, so I got about 6, 7 picks left to wait. All right, guys, so I'm back on the clock, and around this time, it's usually just trying to fill out the roster and pick who's the best player available. I pretty much picked for all my needs. So right now, for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Larry Fitzgerald. I had him last year, but and he was okay. He never really had any true breakout games. Never made my week easy, but he was a solid. He produced solid. So 6, 7, 8 points a game. And for my next pick, I'm gonna go with getting kind of tough now. I'm gonna go with the defense. I'm gonna fill that void, and I'm gonna go with arguably one of the best defenses in the league, the Arizona Cardinals. I'm back at it, and we're in the 10th round, and I'm still kind of lacking in the running back game. But hopefully I'll find something I love. I'm not gonna reach for a running back, but stuff happens. But I'm looking through my available players. I'm not touching Jonathan Stewart. I think the Cardinals just drafted a running back in the first and second round, so that all bets are off on Jonathan Stewart for me. Um, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Adam Thielen. I heard that one of the Vikings wide receivers was suspended for 4 games, so maybe Adam can be a good bench player for me. Maybe I'm not sure, but at this point I'm just trying to pick who I think do a good job for me. And I'm gonna also go with Latavius Murray. I know uh, there's rumors circulating that Cook might take the starting position, but they just paid Murray $15 million. So and I'm gonna go with them starting the veteran, even if it's only in the red zone and even if it's only in the red zone and his points are mostly gonna be red zone points or touchdown based. I don't expect him to get over 1,000 yards, but if he could touch close to his 12 touchdown total, I'll be thrilled. All right, guys, I'm back on the clock on round 12, and so far my roster consists of Drew Brees, Devontae Freeman, Paul Perkins, Dez Bryant. I think I skipped one. Terrell Pryor, Greg Olsen, Devontae Adams, and the Cardinals defense. And my bench players are Adrian Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald, Thielen, and Murray. And I got two bench players left. And for those last two bench players, I really need a second quarterback, a tight end, and I still need a kicker. So I'm gonna go with Sebastian for my kicker. I don't really have too much reason. I just had him last year and he was pretty good to me. So I'm gonna roll with him again this year. And I'm gonna go with Eli Manning. Eli Manning has too many weapons not to succeed this year. He has Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard, um, OBJ, Evan Ingram, Paul Perkins in the backfield, who should have a good year this year. Shane Vereen, one of the best pass catching running backs in the league, coming back this year from a torn tricep injury. If his line could play just a C plus, give a C plus effort, there is no reason Eli Manning should not light up the stage. And even possibly, I might start him week one versus Drew Brees. But of course, I'm not gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Drew Brees first because honestly, Eli Manning would have went to the very end of the draft. But I have such high hopes for Eli Manning that I'm gonna pick him up now before anybody even has a chance to get him. All right, so I believe I have how many more picks left? One or two? Let me check this out. I have one more pick left. And I'm letting you know right now, my last pick is going to be OJ Howard, the tight end for Tampa Bay. Out of all the players, Tampa Bay has Mike Evans, um, Deshaun Jackson, and I believe that OJ Howard will receive the less amount of attention on that offense. So I'm gonna go with him as my bench tight end. You know, that pretty much gives all the reason. He had Jameis Winston throwing in the ball, so that's a pretty. I have a high. Uh, I hold Jameis Winston to high standards ever since he came out of college. So I'm gonna go with OJ Howard for my last pick. It's not a secret. But yeah, so we're just waiting for it to wrap up. And when it wraps up, I'm gonna make the pick, and I'm gonna try to leave the pick sheet up of my team, and maybe even get a pick sheet of all the rounds and etc. You know who went where and all that, so you guys can look over it. I can look over it, see what I could have did better on all that. But as it wraps up, just stay tuned. All right, guys, with the last pick of the draft, I'm gonna select OJ Howard as promised. And that wraps up my draft. And as a summary, I have Devontae Freeman, Dez Bryant, Terrell Pryor, Drew Brees, Greg Olsen, Devontae Adams, Paul Perkins, Adrian Pearson, Larry Fitzgerald, the Arizona Cardinals, Adam Thielen, Latavius Murray, Sebastian and Eli Manning, and OJ Howard. Overall, I like my team. I feel like I could have did a little bit better with the wide receiver. I mean, not excuse me, the running back picks, but there's always the waiver wire, and Devontae Freeman's gonna be a surefire thing. So hopefully some of them can pan out as good as I hope they would be. But thank you for watching my NFL mock draft. Um, the next time I'm probably going to do a video like this, it'll be of an actual real draft, one where I'm playing for something, either money or prizes. And then I'm going to keep coming with videos to update you on my team and how it's doing and my new players I'm getting and letting go and all that stuff. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it. Thank you.